Minasan konnichiwa, hello and welcome to the COF's Festival of Rugby for a special international exhibition match with the Stars of Tomorrow playing today. It's the Australian under-20s taking on the Japan under-23s. Cool and potentially wet weather is on the cards for CEX COF's International Stadium on the New South Wales North Coast, but nevertheless it won't dampen the firebrand of rugby these sides will bring tonight. Welcome to all of our viewers on the Stan Network and around the world. Martin Lippiett in commentary, and it's a very good evening to Wallaby, Queensland Red and former Australian under-20s back rower Liam Wright.
Thanks, Marty, and happy birthday to you, mate. What a great Friday. Happy to be here watching another great game of footy.
Well, thank you, Wrongers. Absolutely. But here they are lining up. A fantastic match is set to unfold. Chris Whittaker's men, they've been in camp for over a week, and these are 26 of the very best, Liam. Who are you liking the look of this afternoon?
Well, Shane Wilcox at fullback for Australia is going to be a standout. He's a through and through, coming through the pathways there. But it starts up front. Finn Baxter, Ollie Barrett and Caleb R. Colt in the front row there, joined by Joe Mangelsdorf and Eamon Doyle in the engine room. The back row is going to have to be strong, especially against an older Japanese outfit. So Jacob Fairu, Tom Robertson and Toby Breyer will round out the forward pack. We've got Huey Sharples at 9 with Finn Prass controlling the game there at 10. Cooper Waters and Xavier Rubens on the wings, and Boston Whakafanua, Liam Grover in the centres with the aforementioned Shane Wilcox, who's going to be big at the back there, I think, Marty.
Plenty of punch coming off the bench too. All players going to be getting on today. And then we jump across to the visitors. It's their second stop on this tour of Australia after defeating the Barbarians last Saturday. Eddie Jones has brought in a very strong looking match day 23. And it all starts up front with Sojiro Otsuka, Kenshin Shimazu and Yuta Hata making up the front row. In the second row, packing in behind Shantaro Asobe and Yotaro Monobe. In the back row, Chuka Ishibashi, Minato Nakamori and Miyosten Miriyama. In the halves, it is Takaki and Ito. On the wings, Eito Shirai and Kenzo Tanaka. In the centers, Shota Taira and Shuho Fukushima. And then Jingo Takenoshita looking to bring some real bite from the back of the field. Plenty of players on the bench too, coming from some of the most prestigious universities across Japan. They've made a long trip to be out here today, and it looks like there's a lot of locals getting around too to witness some great rugby here at the opening of this 2025 COF's Festival of Rugby. And we join the broadcast this afternoon after the national anthems. Both of these teams eager to impress. And the Australians, they will be running right to left, receiving the kick from Japan. Shane Wilcox here, Liam. He's set to have a big impression today.
Yeah, he should do from the back, especially with the rain. It's going to be important how they control the forwards and not play too much footy in their own half. So, as we said, a product of the pathways and one to watch in the future.
In the middle, our man in charge this evening, Mr. Graham Cooper. He'll get us underway for an exhibition extraordinaire. It is the Japan under-23s up against the Australian under-20s here in beautiful Coffs Harbour. First ball here for Japan. They'll kick long and they'll find Wilcox just ahead of the 22. And Prass, both of those two combined. Big boots the pair, and they'll punch it into touch. And that is some great tactical kicking from the young Finn Prass.
It's exactly what we asked for. Put your forwards in front of the ball. The skid on the rain helps as well. Nearly a 50-22. That's a great impact from the start.
Let's go, White.
First line out throw here for Shimizu. He hits the mark comfortably. The 190 centimetre tall Chuka Ishibashi brings it down. Takaki in at half.
Take him back.
Japan will get it free and clear. Here comes the counter.
Inside.
Wilcox from inside his half looks to go the 50-22. And it is a successful kick from the young fullback.
The first error of the night we can see caused by the rain. It's going to be one to watch to control the ball and not play too much footy. Australia now has first opportunity. Interesting to see if they go to a line-out drive or let the backs sing.
Ollie Barrett for his first throw of the night from the Western Force. Hits the hands of Veiru as the Australian back line with Whakafanua in the lead gets 7 metres away. Round the corner, here's Bryle. That's a famous name in both past and present tense in Australian rugby. Out the back here, good movement by Grover, one of the young superstars coming out of the Waratahs system. Here's Baxter, son of Wallaby Al Baxter. Prass, the little tip on. Interesting to see him playing at 10. He's been more so a fullback in recent years. As Wilcox picks up the loose ball out the back and takes it in. Sharples over to the right. Here's Jacob Veiru, son of Fuena. Now on the left, little chip over the top from Xavier Rubens. It'll be out on the full, so the line-out fair throw will go to Japan.
That's you.
Japan doing a great job already of just staying connected in defence there as they take the easy line-up ball in the middle, forcing Australia into the rushed kick there.
It'll be a big day for Takaki and Ito in the halves pairing. Ito gets the ball away promptly as Japan look to rumble it up over the 10. Now back inside the 10, looking for a way through, but the Australian defence shuts them down quickly. Takaki gets it out and away. There's the punching kick from Ito. Tries to put the torp on, but it'll be a clean take there for Prass. Sends it back down to the backfield.
Keep coming, hold,
There's
stop.
the torpedo.
On now.
As both of the opposing back lines feel one another out. Straight on 20s, cutting through the middle. What a line from Waters. He's into open space. Waters in and away, but they will bring him down eventually. Johnny on the spot. Grover picks and goes from the back. Australia inside the 5. Robinson gets the ball clear. Sharples. One out for our Colts. Still going forward are the Australians. Short is the call. It'll spit out, pick and go here for Doyle. Sharples looks out to that left-hand side. There's space here for Grover. He'll pop it up, and it's the first try. Xavier Rubens cleans up the offload, and Australia take the lead.
That's a great finish there. The forwards got a little bit caught up trying to go too tight to the ruck where all the numbers were, making the most of that break. That's where the space was on the outside. Great job by Huey Sharples to identify that and get the ball to where it needed to go. As we watch the awesome run there from Cooper Waters. You can just see all the numbers circulating around the ruck. They did well to find it there. Not conventional, but a great try on the edge.
Well, there'll be some disappointment there for Shuta Taira. Let the man get outside of him. There was potential opportunity for them to shut it down, but in the end, the pressure mounted by the Australians too good. Prass. Off the upright, ricochets it through. It is Australia with a lead, 7 points to 0.
It's a great start. We saw from their last kickoff receipt, the exit was excellent, finding advantages in the kicking in the weather.
Show you retreat off the kick.
It's going to be important again. There's nothing like a great exit after scoring points.
When you're ready.
Australia inside the 22.
Thank you.
In the pocket they go to Prass, who goes long. Now Japan attacking through the middle.
Out.
Taira puts it up short and sharp.
No. I understand. Knock on. Just a reactionary. First one, guys. To the left. Nice and balanced.
You can see the rain coming down in the background.
Yeah, okay.
With potentially a few knock-ons coming from that. The scrum today will be important. Ollie Barrett will want to round his troops here. And same with Shimizu from Japan.
Points! Set! Steady!
Uji Takaki from Kyoto Sangyo University working hard at halfback as Japanese backline looks to unleash Tanaka. Over the top.
Step.
Ken Oshita giving some good support as Japan look to get inside that 22. Off his wing, there's Shira. Takaki. More great carries coming. Here's Osobe.
Thank you.
On the left now, Hata.
Open up!
Another Kyoto
Thank you, 12.
Sangyo University student.
Advantage.
Penalty advantage here for Japan. Now they look to go out to the right-hand side. Tanaka steps it back towards his support players as they get a second penalty advantage. Great phase play here from Japan. Shirai.
No advantage. Captain. Where's Captain? Captain? You got a penalty over here for deliberate knock-on or not rolling away? Penalty over here.
It looks like they're going to be heading for the sideline there, go for a bit of a maul.
Just number 3.
Really enjoying the way Takaki as the Japanese 9 is getting the ball in and out. You can see how much pressure it puts on the referee and the Australian players to roll away there. It just creates that fast channel of ball, and if it's not available, as we can see here in the replay, Colt being a little bit slow to get up, because our Japanese number 9, Takaki, is right there ready to play. It just puts that in the referee's mind.
Great line out here from Japan as they rumble forward, looking to respond in kind. Shimizu crosses over the hooker, gets his team on the board. They trail 5 points to 7.
Excellent maul attack there. The punch from the secondary team coming in couldn't be stopped. As we look at the replay, easy middle ball, a double bank on the outside. The Australian forward pack's going to want to regroup after that.
Big try there for Kenshin Shimizu from the Waseda University. A real toiler of this side, and the driving maul looks to be quite the formidable weapon as we come back down for the first opportunity off the tee for Japan.
There's nothing like a maul try, Marty, to get the forward pack going and set the tone of the match. So obviously for Australia, they're going to want to reply. Going to have to sort that out, perhaps put some competition in the air. But Japan showing why they can be so clinical.
First conversion from Shota Taira is successful. It's all tied up here at CEX. 7 points apiece.
It's easier for me if you don't stand up there.
You can just see the way they bounce that back seam. Great job from the back lifter, and then that double bank to really get them going forward. And once you're going that fast, that far out, you cannot be stopped.
Great first try for the Japan under-23s. Now Australia penalised as Japan go quickly. Great speed there from Ito. Great presence at the breakdown from Japan, really treasuring holding on to the ball. Takaki. Puts it away.
Ball's here.
Ito. One out. Speed and velocity. As Japan hits the breakdowns, it's massive.
Advantage, 6.
Ishibashi getting hit off the ball. It's a penalty here for Japan. Running away, Shirai. Up over halfway. Japan finding so many metres across the advantage line.
No advantage, guys.
But they'll come back for that penalty.
Thick screen.
The tempo they're playing with is just so good.
Number 6. Late hit.
You can see the way Japan's trying to play, the tempo they're going at. When they flash out the back of those pods, their next runners are on the move, they're drawing defenders in, and then they're able to go out the back again to another back and skin them on the outside. As we can see here, their forwards are in motion, they're coming onto the ball, their next guys are ready, they're reloaded. Everything we come to expect of the Japanese team.
Another successful line out. Shota Taira flies in first phase. Inside ball there for Tanaka, who comes off his wing, but I think it'll be a forward pass, Liam. You can see hundreds of hours of practice within these Japanese formations.
Scrum.
It's incredible how punctual they are, even in these poor conditions.
They are. They know exactly where they want to be and where their players are going to be. That makes the halfback's job so much easier to snoop. You can see already the wingers, even in the wet, are really hunting around that ruck, just challenging, and it allows, well, it creates a bit more indecision around 1 and 2.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Australia outside of their 22. Major presence on the open side.
Stop,
As they put it to the boot of Prass. They'll keep it in the field of play. As Japan look to counter from deep within their own half. More quick ball coming here as the visitors work it out to the right-hand side. Great carry here from Nakamori. One out, it's the try scorer, Shimizu. Now Takaki. Box kicks from the back, but it's fielded quickly by Prass. Gives it away for Wilcox, who sees some vacant space behind, chips over the top, but it's regathered quickly by Japan, who wastes little to no time. Good carry there from Taken Oshita. Ito, fast ball, Shirai. Out they go to that left-hand side.
Thank you.
Back up on halfway, Japan. Really testing the Australian defensive line. Ito, fast ball away. Inside it goes. Shimizu.
On the body, guys.
Plenty in his tank. Another inside ball. They find the big number 8, Moriyama. Bounce pass finds Ito. Triple cutout if you don't mind. The tempo that Japan are keeping so far in this opening 14 minutes of play, it's at light speed. Looking for a way through there, sending it skyward. Running on underneath is Nakamori. He'll tap it back. It's regathered here by Tanaka. Tanaka tries to evade Prass, but the winger will be brought down.
Balls out.
Across the field they go. Everyone in their place. Isobe offloads it. It'll be lost though. Now it's here for Australia. Waters will clean up the loose ball. And now a settler from the meter 97, Eamon Doyle. It's the other lock, the 2-meter man, Joe Mangelsdorf. Kid who grew up on a farm west of Sydney.
Yep.
Now Sharples looks to go long, but the kick is charged down. It's a bit of a mess.
Accidental first time. Play the scrum green.
And it'll be a scrum for Australia. The pace of this game is incredible.
What a passage. What a passage. Japan is attacking really, really well, putting a lot of phases together. You've got to commend Australia's defence. Their connection there was excellent. They're absorbing a lot, Marty, which is going to tire them out if this continues, but the connection is really good, and you can see the way Graham Cooper's refereeing the ruck.
Sure.
As we pause to listen to the scrum.
Remember
Very
left.
important to listen to the scrum.
It is. But you can see the way Graham Cooper wants to ref the ruck, as he wants it to be fast, he wants it to be available to play,
Nice and balanced on the blind.
which suits Japan.
Crouch!
Flatten up.
Bind! Set!
2, 3, ready, and 2, 3.
Big shove coming from Japan, but Sharples will pull it out. Now Whakafanua. They go wide to find Rubens. Rubens gets the offload away for Wilcox, who's away and running on the short side. He'll get the kick free. There's bodies in motion, but it'll come up for Japan.
You can't play the man without the ball.
And Australia giving away a silly penalty
He's on possession.
will give Japan the easy kick downtown.
Bit of a lucky break there for Japan. Great work on the edge by Xavier Rubens to allow that offload, free up Wilcox down the edge. We know how organised Japan is in the middle with their defensive systems. We can see it in their attack. It's evident in their D as well. Good connection there from the wingers. It's going to take some special moves exactly like that by Rubens and some physicality to get over the top of them.
Heads up play. It's Japan through the hands of Asobe. Will get it clear. Here's Moriyama. Great speed as it's knocked on. Ito can't hold on to it. Australia back with the ball just behind halfway. Robinson. The advanced finance and economics students at UQ. Another son of a former Wallaby. Sharples. One out there. Colt gets his legs taken out.
Knock on advantage over.
Sharples shapes for the kick. He'll send it into the rainy night sky here in Coffs Harbour. Great take up high. Shirai.
No, ball's there.
Bring it right back into the mixer. Bit of a bobble by Asobe. He'll regather it and get absolutely clattered under the ribs. As Japan look to chip and chase over the top, Australia will bat back. There's plenty of players incoming. Wilcox, he's absolutely swamped as Nakamori looked for the turnover. That's Veru. As Sharples tries to rally his tired forwards. They've had an immense amount of work so far in the opening 18 minutes. Clean take at the back by Tanaka. Here comes Ito. Ito, big show and go, but our Colt says no thank you. And a knock on. Ito thought he was through for all money on the big front row, but our Colt puts up a hell of a shot to force the turnover.
There's nothing like spotting a gap only for it to be filled by a tight head prop, Marty. That is not fun. You can see here, taking the angle, thinks he's spotted it. Bang! Right there. I think that'll be a well-enjoyed rest as well by the Aussie forwards. They seem to be a bit under the pump at the moment. Asked to do a lot of work defensively so far.
Sharples promptly gets it out. Here's Whakafanua. Australia looking to build the phases as Mangelsdorf breaks the defensive line. Here's our Colt. Bryle gets it away out the back. Prass, whose throw of the ball has to be cleaned up by Wilcox, who flies into a wall of red and white jerseys. Whakafanua. Oh, his inside pass for Veru was not received well. It's knocked on, and it'll be another scrum.
Too late.
And Liam, we look at these forward packs at the moment. The Australians, a lot of hands on hips, they're blowing.
Yeah, well, Japan has been efficient in their set piece so far. We saw that maul try. We've seen their line out. They're getting in, they're getting out. Whereas Australia, on the other hand, having to work hard. They're doing well on the scrum to get the ball in and out, but doing a lot of work defensively. That's going to tire you out, especially with the wet weather.
Yeah, no, we're playing.
Just wonder how long these young men's adrenaline will last before we start to see them settle into a little bit more of a consistent game strategy.
I think they just need to find some rhythm. You know, the second win will come soon, you'd hope. And they're great athletes. A lot of them training in super programs. A lot of them have come through the pathways. It's just about finding a bit more structure and being more efficient, which Japan is doing really well at the moment.
Steady.
Another big scrum at the home of Australia's original big thing, the Big Banana, as Japan kick long. It'll be taken by Wilcox with a millimetre of room to get the kick away, and he'll find some metres.
Again, we talk about game management, and Japan's just putting the ball in front of their forwards, allowing them to get through. Australia constantly having to backpedal. It's going to tire them.
Shimizu finds the hands of Nakamori as Japan go in head first with Moriyama in the lead. Plenty of bodies in play here. There's the advantage, not rolling away as the chip from Takagi leaves a bit to be desired, but it's regathered by Shimizu. Now on the left, good passing from Ito as they come back out to Nakamori. Japan playing the advantage all the way through. Good carry from Monebe. But now it'll skittle back.
No advantage, guys.
And they'll come in for the penalty.
You can see, Marty, what we talked about before, where the roll on Japan's getting, the quick ball that they're getting, whenever some Australian forward is in that ruck and slowing it down.
I know it's my birthday today, Wrongers, but I think there's nothing more special than a birthday on tour. So there he is for Shuka Ishibashi. I say to you, Otanjo Beomedeto. Happy birthday to you, mate. 21 years old on tour yesterday. I'm sure a win today would be very celebrated as he jumps up and takes that line out. Shimizu on the back of it again. 1 from 1 on the driving maul as Japan continue to rumble forward. The Australians can't stop them. Here they go, and it's 2 for Kenshin Shimizu.
Very, very impressive forward play. I want to watch as the replay comes. You can see the work done by the backlifters and that outside pincer. He's working to get his head around, creeping around the outside of the back of the maul defence there. As we look at the penalty that sent them down there, you can see the work done on the outside as they managed to get around Doyle there. Robinson has to come in, but the momentum is too far gone at that point. The setup is very strong from Japan.
I was about to say that. I'm super impressed with how fast they all jump to stations. They all know their role, and the way that they so tightly are wound in while they're going forward. It's like I said, there's a lot of practice to get it that good.
Well, there's a lot of detail that comes with a good maul, Marty, and as you can see there, everyone knows what they want to do. They know what they're trying to achieve. They're obviously targeting the back of that maul, not too worried about the front where the weight's going to come, and it's actually helping them push around to where they want to go. So the template at the moment for Japan is wait for Australia to give a penalty, go to the maul. They've got a great setup there.
Looking to extend the lead. It's another brilliant kick from Tiara as Japan go up 14 points to 7.
As we say there, you can see the maul. The template for Australia to get back in this game has to be either cut out the penalties or fix up the maul defence. One's probably easier to do than the other. I'm not sure which one yet. It can be a tough game, rugby, when the maul's working against you, but
Japan take the restart here. In behind their 22. And now looking to try and run it out of the 22. It's bold, it's beautiful, and it is successful. Fukushima cracks the line. Here's Isobe. Japan looking to run it from deep in their own territory. They're on a roll. Ito comes around the corner. His pass is left behind. Moriyama will scoop it up but be taken around the ankles back on the 22. So it's been carried back inside. They can't kick for the exit. Japan looking to regather this position.
Inside.
Back inside is the call, but they won't find touch. Wilcox to Prass. Now for Grover with a little goosey as he crosses halfway. He'll get past one and find himself on the Japan 10-metre line. Now an advantage to be played. Baxter gets good hands away, and now Wilcox for Whakafanua. Bodies flying in from everywhere. They'll pay the penalty back in the middle of the park.
No advantage, got to be up.
Australia finally has their chance. penalty in the middle of the field, going to be a tough kick, but it does get them down into that attacking zone, that A zone of Japan.
We can do it right now.
It's very entertaining footy, Marty, what Japan's trying to do, but we spoke earlier about when you score points, exit efficiently, and they chance their arm a bit, nearly got a bit of reward, but a few...
You're okay at the beginning, but then you went off your feet.
A few errant passes there, and a kick that needed to go out to just give them a bit of reprieve.
Stay open.
Big line out here for Australia. Ollie Barrett.
9, stay.
Goes long. It's up in the air for a good minute as Australia get their first opportunity to try and use their driving maul. Haven't been up this end of the field much during the match, but it's there with Ollie Barrett. Sharples pulls it out quickly. Prass, a bullet pass to Wilcox. The crowd getting vocal. He's got a player on the outside, but he won't need him. Shane Wilcox scores for Australia. They trail by 2.
Beautifully done. A great finish there by Wilcox. The skill of the passes there, some seriously long passes in the wet. Gets them on the outside and then trust the speed. Look at him go, back his decision. And reach out and slam it down. Again, effective by the Australian forwards, though. You can see how impactful a good maul can be. They're getting going forward. It draws in that defence a little bit, Marty, and allows Wilcox to use his pace on the edge.
So Australia trailing by 2 here as we enter the 28th minute of play. They haven't had many opportunities inside that opposing 22. They're coming away with points. It'll be all smiles on the dial for head coach Chris Whitaker as Prass ricochets another one through. It's all tied up here at CEX Coffs International Stadium.
Making their opportunities count, not finding their way down there too much. Japan being a bit more efficient on that end, but when they're getting down there, they are taking the opportunities, and that's all you need. It's 14-all, and the game is on.
Well, the countdown is on, folks. Secure your tickets for the British and Irish Lions now. With 9 games across 6 states, the world's biggest rugby tour is almost here, with the Lions heading to Australia in just a few months. Final tickets for all fixtures have just been released, including new affordable categories, but with demand high, they won't last long. Scan the QR code on screen to experience this unforgettable experience and secure your seats today.
A good exit there by Australia, and I've noticed Finn Prass has taken a seat. I'm not sure who's replaced him, but that's an early change for your fly half who's been clearing well and kicking well so far.
Great take up high. Nakamori's been strong at line-out time as that inside ball has been so prevalent in the first phase attack for Japan following set-piece completion. Now here we go. Tanaka into space, punches the kick over the top. It's a bit wet. The ball will hold up. Pressure here for the Australians, but it's a good bit of play from Joey Dillon, who'll ground it. We're going for a goal line.
Dead left. Goal, get a centre on that one.
All on, boys.
Great little shake and bake from the Japanese centres there to get the ball to his winger on the outside, open space.
Restart will fall just inside halfway. Japan fearless in their line attack. Shimizu's been one of the best on field in the opening half. Another carry for the hooker. Ito. Great one out. Balls here for Japan. They continue to line up in their pods of 3. Flat and charging through. There's Isobe. Inside Paul for Shirai, who's looking for work off his wing. Loose ball, and Australia get the penalty and force the turnover.
Holding on, 9 over the ball.
James Martins with an instant impact. The very tall halfback gets in over the ball. Have done well to nullify that attack. Probably the wrong option to go on the inside without any support there. But you can see Japan trying to trap Australian defenders on that short side. Great pilfer.
So there's over half a dozen players in this Australian under-20 side that are returning for a second year of Australian under-20s, eligible over 2 years, combined with many of the other building pathways in Australia. Seeing a lot of players being identified, developed and retained within the system. There's Toby Bryle, brother of one of your teammates, Liam, making an impact, number 8. Loose ball out the back, Vairu can't hold on to it. Plenty of bodies diving at it, but it will stay with Australia.
Inside.
As Martins kicks it long.
Take him back.
The call will be taken back, so a bit of work to do here for Takenoshita. He is very elusive.
Easy.
Now a knock on. Wet conditions starting to
Knock on
bear
my
some
white.
fruit. Another scrum here for the forwards.
That's exactly what you can ask of the Australian forwards. They're starting to actually apply a bit of pressure on Japan, test their skills in the wet especially. You could see, I think it was Doyle there coming out of the line, the big number 5.
Let's go.
Just forces a little bit of catch under pressure, allows the line to come up. The forward's going to have to do more of that, actually putting the pressure on instead of absorbing
Keep going.
to keep in this contest.
Crouch. Points. Set.
An easy scrum here for Australia as Wilcox gets the ball away to a pirouetting Waters on the far side. Martins out here for Dylan. The new 5'8" as they give it to Bryle, who's stopped dead in his tracks. Here's our Colt, who's been in sizzling form this game, and now a penalty against Japan as Martins opens up the field, but they'll lose it forward.
Oh, sorry.
In Australia, they've come into this game with 26 players in the team, so all of the starting 15 know that for the majority of them, their time is limited, so they're really playing hard for head coach Chris Whitaker, the 31 cap Wallaby halfback. Also time playing for Randwick, Leinster and the Waratahs, and his coaching career. Started off French Division 2 for Montauban, did the Sydney Rays back in the NRC days, associated with the Waratahs too, and he's been very heavily involved with the developmental pathways in the 16s and the 19s in more recent time, Liam, which I know you're probably sad you didn't get to have them back in the day, but I think there's been a fair bit of success from them too.
There has. These pathways have been excellent. It's just a great way to get more footy into these young blokes, and it really accelerates their development, I think.
Great hands up top from Doyle as Australia finally get the ball to the back of the maul, but Japan have dug their heels in and Australia are not moving anywhere. Martins, flat here, Whakawhenua. Good ball there from Dylan as they skip it out to that left-hand side. On his own is Rubens, but it'll be lost.
Be careful. Knock on.
Both teams, Liam, eager to play it to the fringes, but wet weather, I think you really got to earn that right a bit more than if it was a dry track.
You do. It puts just that extra challenge on the skill set. The right decision, I think, but just with that wet on the ball, it just is giving the defence a little bit more time to push off. Obviously put Wilcox under pressure there and forces a bit of a Hail Mary pass to his winger Rubens.
Crouch.
As you say, with the skills getting tested a little bit, the scrum really needs to stand up. It could be a great way to stamp some authority on the match from a forward's point of view.
So Japan looking to kick crossfield with Taira, and it'll be regathered by them as they cross into Australian territory. A great carry from Shirai, still going forward. Australia can't get the winger down. Oh, great play here. Lots of dummy runners from Japan as Taira straightens up. Ito, great vision. They push it in behind. It'll dribble into touch. And it'll be a lineup for Australia.
Well, we talk about chancing our arm. How about a cross kick from the inside your 22? to get you up the field. That's excellent. And then a great decision there to just dot the ball forward, put some pressure on the Australian line-out. Japan's getting numbers in the air. It'd be interesting to see if Graham Cooper calls any not straights.
Thank you, all the way back.
It's a good line out for Australia inside their 22 as our Colts is given the task of finding some breathing room.
Off your feet first.
And a penalty will go Australia's
You've gone to
way,
the
and
ground
they'll
and then onto the ball.
look to take it long and give themselves a better attacking position.
On time.
But it's a big weekend of rugby here in Australia following one of the closest competitions in the history of Super Rugby Women's. It is the grand final tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. at North Sydney Oval for the very first time. The reigning premiers, the New South Wales Waratahs, up against the Queensland Reds, and you can catch all of that action live here on Stan Sport and on the Nine Network.
Can't wait for that one, Marty. Our girls took off this morning and they've had a great competition, especially after last year. As we say, they're not straight getting called.
Not straight, free kick. Slice, free kick.
Again, pressure on the skills in the wet at the line out now.
What's your take on the no compete, not straight rule?
On the 15. 15.
That we have been trialling here, obviously, in Super Rugby Pacific.
Look, I enjoy it for the flow of the game, but I also think it's a hooker's core skill, isn't it? So I like it when there is genuinely no compete, but you do want to see it being used less often than not.
Backwards!
Japan starting to run into a few handling errors, but
Holding on.
Australia finding dominance at the breakdown. The speed of the game is starting to wobble a little bit. But Australia, they're fine. That's 2 back-to-back turnovers for them.
It is. It seems to be suiting Australia a little bit. We complimented Japan on the tempo they played with before, but that only works when your skills are so pristine, when the passes are sticking, and when everyone's where it needs to be. As the ball's getting more slippery, as the rain comes down a little bit, Japan's just struggling to connect the ball to the hand as often, and Australia's taking advantage.
60 seconds left here in the first half. It's all tied up, 14 points apiece. First team to blink could give up the lead. Now a little show and go from Martins as he gets his hands free to Doyle. Japan trying to upset the apple cart, but it's advantage here for Australia. There's Grover, centre of the field, but they'll come back for it.
Holding.
And there could be a real opportunity here for Japan to try and grab a lead at the very end of the first half.
And a gambling man would, that's a great kick. A gambling man would say they go to the maul, and with a kick like that, you're going to see exactly that. I dare say they're going to focus on that back lifter again, target that back seam and spin around the back there. The maul has been effective so far, and it'd be a great way to finish off the half for Japan.
What a turnover there by Moriyama. All eyes are on Kenshin Shimizu. 2 tries already. He hits his mark in Ishibashi as the hooker files in behind. It's a freight train, and he's got 3. It's a hat-trick for Kenshin Shimizu.
Wow, the game plan is there for Japan. Get a penalty, get an awesome kick to touch, and go to that maul. They've used the same move every time, just going up on that number 6 there. And very, very effective in the punch that they're getting. You can see Doyle getting beaten around the back there. I'm not sure who that is from Japan, but doing great work. And it just sucks so many people in. The hooker gets a free run to the line, and they're going to finish that every day.
Shimizu has had white line fever in the first half. It's 3 tries to the hooker. A Herculean effort as Japan will look to the boot of Shota Taira. He's 2 from 2. And with half-time here, this will be the perfect way to head to the break. Taira, it's a great kick, but it will sail wide of the post. And it is half-time here at CEX Coffs International Stadium. The Japan under-23s are leading the Australian under-20s, 19 points to 14.
At home, taking on the Chiefs, Cameron Shepherd. If there is just one reason to watch this match, what is it?
It's got to be Joseph Suaalii versus Damien McKenzie. Not just two of the best players in Super Rugby Pacific, but arguably two of the best players in World Rugby right now. These two guys, Nick, are absolute superstars, and when they get ball in hand, they're going to be great to watch.
Joseph Suaalii on the losing side last week in New Zealand, but he was a superstar. 3 try assists. He's really finding his way in this Tars team now. The shift to fullback looked like it helped him.
I think it did. A little bit of a toe injury. They held him back, gave him that extra week, so now he'll be full of confidence coming into this one. But look who he's up against. Yeah. Arguably the best player in the world when he's wearing that Chiefs jersey. It's like Tiger Woods in the Sunday Red, Nick. He just becomes superhuman when he's wearing that Chiefs jersey, and it shows by just some of the tries and some of the performances and some of the wins he's been able to create. But don't write off the Tars in this one. They have not lost at home in 2025, and they love playing at Allianz Stadium. This is a huge opportunity for them to get their season back on track, and I think if they can get a little bit of a run in the early phases of the game, get their forwards in the game, people like Rob Leota and Angus Bell, they've got a huge opportunity to create an upset in this one.
Currently sitting 6th, the Waratahs. As I mentioned, the Chiefs are the top team. For the Tars, you're right, this is huge. So we head into the second half of the season, and, you know, it's make or break time now for the Waratahs against a very good team.
Consistency is the key for the Waratahs this weekend. A bit of experience returning as well tonight in Lalakai Feketi. I think he's going to be huge at 13. Loves to truck the ball forward. But, Nick, it's consistency. They need to do the simple things well for 80 minutes. If they do that, when it comes to the end of the game, they might just have enough time.
All right, not long now. Look out for it. The Waratahs and the Chiefs on Stan Sport.
You need to go out there and do it the best you can. Whoever puts the most effort in between this mob and that mob, they'll win the game.
Try!
Probably the most common question is, Craig Bellamy, what's his secret?
The Storm's without doubt the most dominant sporting franchise in Australia.
To me, he's the best. He's taken coaching to another level.
We'll go down as one of the greatest coaches.
The Stan original documentary, Revealed, Craig Bellamy Inside the Storm. Now streaming only on Stan.
In the jungle.
You're at war.
I was trying to build something.
The new Harlem.
In the jungle. Every day is preservation.
I want a place where we can just be.
I want it. And sacrifice.
Bobby gotta learn. Nobody plays Frank Lucas.
Open up my window. In the jungle, the most dangerous creation is the man who has nothing left to lose.
I'm gonna burn them all down.
Cross me once more, we will go to war.
Just in case.
The NTT IndyCar Series heads to sunny Southern California for one of the season's crown jewel events. It's the 50th anniversary of the Grand Prix of Long Beach.
There's the checkered flag for Mario Andretti. Jr. wins 4 in a row at Long Beach. At the Long Beach Grand Prix. Dixon wins the accurate Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Who will make history and take the checkered flag on these legendary streets? Catch all the action at the Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Welcome back to CEX Coffs International.
Oh, shot. Oh, wow. Forward pace. Another Brumbies and Reds classic. Accelerates away. Fraser McGrath gets there. The cross slides over.
Don't the crowd love that?
The skills are sublime. He's scoring tries for fun. Oh, that's special. That's top draw.
Judges. Last night, 600 people died, and it wasn't an accident.
What would you call it?
An attack. I'm not the one you're looking for.
People are saying that Shaw was responsible for the deaths.
Everyone in the city wants me dead because of you. I'm gonna make you pay for what you've done.
The brand new season of Gangs of London, now streaming only on Stan.
One shot.
One shot to prove I am the champion.
One shot to prove that I belong with the best.
One shot at greatness.
One shot to accomplish their goal. Who will meet the moment? Coming this April, the PFL changes the game again. The $20 million PFL World Tournament. The best MMA fighters from around the world.
Oh my goodness!
Single elimination. One shot to survive. The PFL World Tournament. Single elimination. One shot to become the champion.
Now you want people to see you, Kaden.
I want them to see me as me, not who my mother is.
Get trusted!
You know the difference between right and wrong?
I know the difference between life and death.
They think I'm dead. I ain't never been more alive.
I'm gonna burn down everything.
You want people to see you as you? You gotta let them know who you are. Get trusted!
He will never forget this night.
Oh, it's tennis played on another planet.
There's a new king of centre court.
Sinner has just won the US Open.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's get funky.
Oh, how cheeky is that?
Would you believe it?
I don't think that would be good.
Oh, he will not go away, this guy.
The shot of the tournament.
There it is, this dream carries on.
Fantastic tennis.
Welcome back to CEX Coffs International Stadium for this.
He tries well, Marty.
Shimizu, he has been, by his own design, but naturally, he has been one of the best players to watch in this first half. Limited minutes to come in this second half, potentially, but all of these players know that, so they're looking to play completely at their best abilities right now. Shimizu, he has to set that platform up with a good throw, and then he follows it up by guiding the ship from the back. He has been a huge inclusion in this side from that famous university in Waseda. 4 players from there in this match day 23. The Japanese take their high school rugby so seriously, and we see the big universities, they'll pick those players to come. It's all part of their important setup, which is producing more wonderful talents every year. 40 minutes left here. Australia and Japan locked in a brilliant battle in Coffs Harbour as the restart is regathered by Australia. It'll be knocked on by Japan, so we'll be treated to a scrum at the very opening of the hunt.
I didn't think Green touched
it. A good chance to get into the second half here for Australia. A very interesting kickoff, nearly saw it go the whole way. A bit of Mac Hansen vibes there.
Nice and balanced, left of the mark.
But a few changes by the looks of it in the forward pack as well, looking to assert some dominance. And the set piece is the way to do that. We spoke about the way Shimizu has controlled the Japanese line out with his throws. The scrum has been effective too. It'll be interesting now to see Charlie O'Kane come on for Australia and do the same.
Points! Set! Steady!
Martins pulls it from the feet of Morrison. New players across the board to both sides. There's Rubens. Martins, Dillon. Flat here, it's a spinning carry from Grover. He's into space, the offload is good for Waters. Waters one-on-one goes head first and slams it down as Australia tie it up here early in the second half.
What a pass. The drift on that from Grover, the ability to get the pass away, and then even the running line to run his opposite number off the ball, give Waters an easier finish. You can see here, wonderful pass, great drift to get outside the defender, smart early pass, and then running his other 13 off the ball to allow for an easier finish. Slams it down. What a start.
Electric stuff from Australia. They've pounced early. We've got dry conditions at the moment, but the radar has some unforgiving storm cells blowing in with the southeaster, so these conditions could be subject to change. But with this dry window comes some real opportunity to score some points as Joe Dillon squares up for his first conversion of the night and a potential to take the lead. Dillon, he'll push it to the right. It's all tied up again here in Coffs Harbour, 19 points all.
Australia would be feeling confident. 19 points have come off the Japanese maul, so if they can shore that up at halftime, which I'm sure the forwards coaches have talked a lot about, they are scoring points, they're finding ways in. It's going to be a great second half.
We start here, Dillon fires it away to Eli Lange. The reserves for Australia having an impact almost instantly. There's Charlie Brosnan.
Stop.
There's Dillon.
Oh, now.
Sends one right up the middle of the field.
Keep coming.
Slipping over was Ito. His kick will fall to the feet of Dillon, who has his kick charged down. Now Martins is scrambling, 3 defenders on him. The most recent try scorer, Waters, is trying to get it clear. It's been passed back inside, but he'll stay in the field of play. Takeno Shida to Ito, and now he sends it skyward. Wilcox. Dillon goes right to the edge. The pass was exceptionally big, and it'll be knocked on, so Japan with the net gain here. It'll be a scrum inside the Australia 10-metre line.
Yeah, good.
Just quietly, how good was that kick from Cooper Waters? 22-22, straight down the 5-metre line.
Good,
That's
guys.
exactly what you want from your wingers.
Good gap, nice and balanced.
As we see here, the cutout, I think that's the temptation, especially in the wet when the defence can really creep up. The temptation is to throw that cutout ball to where the space should be, but it just allows the defence to creep. And obviously the handling just not up to it on the occasion.
We're here at the Coffs Festival of Rugby. In itself, it will serve as a fundraiser to support the New South Wales Positive Rugby Foundation to deliver powerful community initiatives across New South Wales. A wonderful event with this marquee match to kick off the weekend as Waters regathers the kick and the middle of the field opens up. He shapes to kick it, but decides that it might be better to hold on to it. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty. Ito gets the timing wrong, hits the 9. And Australia will welcome the penalty and look to send it down towards the southern end.
Interesting tactic from Japan. Their first time down there and they take the chip and chase. Obviously, the closer to the line you are, the less numbers you're going to have in the backfield, everyone up on the front line. But you just like to see them hold on to the ball, but a great return from Cooper Waters, who's having a game. Probably the first bit of ill discipline we've seen there from Japan as well.
Successful line-out for Australia as they utilise Malachi Inacio, who's part of the ACT Brumbies setup, but the ball will be lost. And
stay there too, stay there.
It's a bit of a worry here. Kenshin Shimizu has put himself in the firing line of that most recent tackle, and he's come off second best.
Is that Brosnan running through there with some serious pace? Did well to throw himself in the line of fire there, Shimizu, but definitely come off second best. No, it wasn't Brosnan. Bo Morrison steaming onto the ball. Great line. Tough not to hold on to it, but great intent.
Keep going or no? Yeah, shoulder. Yeah. Stinger? Yeah.
Plenty of new faces on in this second half.
If you can keep the break foot out a little bit more, that'd be great. The break foot? Yeah. Yeah, don't bring it all the way back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to sit to the left?
Yeah.
I think they just scoot a little bit.
Sure.
Some good conversations there happening with Graham Cooper in the Australian front row. Asking for the break foot to be a bit more promoted. Obviously looking for stable scrums there, Coops. Getting the ball in and out.
And a wonderful story in Charlie Brosnan, who's been featuring for Queensland and the national team last few years. He came back from quite a serious hip injury where I think dislocated his hip playing in the Australian Club Championships back in 2023. So it's great to see him back on his feet after a very uncertain 18 months.
Yeah, and a great young man. He's done a lot of training with us in the preseason this year. Whenever we need a man to fill in, he's there, ready to train, and he's come on a long way.
Scrum hits and pivots. As Japan, after taking it back inside their 22, drop it just in front for Wilcox, who chips and chases. It's a very shallow kick, and it will be taken by Japan, who see available spaces in behind the defensive line for Australia. The kick has wonderful weight, and Martins will have to tap it down with a goal line dropout to come.
Come right. Sweet.
It's great rugby from Japan, who are here, and one of the overall missions with these matches that we've seen, obviously this is the second of 3, they'll be playing Randwick next Tuesday. They're here to continue building a strong relationship with Australian rugby, but not just in the 20s and the 23 spaces, Liam, but they're looking to build relationship across the board, and I think that's pretty good when we have these close Pacific neighbours that we have these great initiatives to encourage these games.
Yeah, well, a lot of the Super Rugby clubs are doing it as well, partnering with the Japanese Japan League One team. You know, the Reds have Panasonic that we have that annual competition against. It's just great to get more footy in, and especially, as you say, against someone so close, against such a rugby-loving nation. And you can learn a lot from them. They're very pristine rugby, love their skills. which is, you know, something we can take a bit from.
And they love their rugby.
They do.
They're just behind our time zone right now. We can even say a good konnichiwa to one Harry Hockings, who's let us know that he's tuning in from over in the land of the rising sun as Australia tries to go forward. It's a messy chip and chase there from Bo Morrison, who has roots originally in that Waratahs under-18s program, but he's made the move with a host of players up into Canberra, looking for an opportunity, and Canberra have a very good representation within this matchday team. 7 players in the 26 coming from the nation's capital, as we see another great carry from Mangelsdorf. All 200 centimetres of him getting moving. Now Martins will benefit from the line break, and it is some effervescent rugby that sees Australia take the lead.
Well, Lungy's just been great off the bench, hasn't he? A couple good carries there, picking the right time to snipe around the ruck. And as any good halfback does, James Martin coming off the inside. Strong first phase. Mangelsdorf as well has been good, some seriously good carries. Just identifying the space around the ruck, Lungy sniping through, and Martin's coming on the inside. That's a good try. That's a good opportunistic try, but it's also great set piece play from Australia. As we say, 4 tries now from attacking rugby. Japan will have them all, but Australia will be feeling confident if they can keep attacking, keep away from their try line as we dot the kick over.
So Australia take the lead here for the first time in 44 minutes. They scored first, and they're up now 26 points to 19 here in the second half.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, cool, man.
It's a great clean out there from Brosnan. Just opens the door for that space for Lungy to take. And that's what you like to see. On the front foot, you get a couple good phases off the set piece. Nice to see what we can do with the ball.
So head coach Eddie Jones hasn't really dipped into his bench at all yet as we move into the 50th minute of play. Chris Whitaker has brought on many fresh legs. There's another one, Nick Hill, another Waratah.
Ball's here. Stay.
The impact they're having on this game is one of the main reasons Australia find themselves in the lead. Definitely some fatigue within the Japanese side, but another spirited carry there from Kendo Tanaka. Here's a handling error and a knock on, and another scrum feed here for Australia.
Takaki especially trying to do a lot of loop plays around the 9, which just isn't working at the moment with the weather conditions. The forwards are having to drift a little bit on the pass, going through their hands instead of trying to just attack. What they were doing well in the first half is just attacking straight, going front onto the ball and meeting the line.
You know what works for me, Wrongers? Coffs Harbour, 11 national parks, 51 forests and nature reserves. Plenty to see and do in the wonderful region of Coffs Harbour. The only place on the eastern seaboard where the Great Dividing Range meets the ocean. And I dare say, with 2 Rugby World Cups coming up and its proximity, you know, easy flights in and out to Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, I dare say this could be a good base for a country or countries to be set up in for the duration of those World Cups.
Well, it's a beautiful field. It looks like great facilities. Why not?
2 Rugby World Cups coming up after the Lions this year for Australia as Waters is unleashed again on this near side. He's having some kind of match here. As Lungy goes in again, but it'll fly past the hands of Hill. Regathered, though, by O'Kane. Play on is the call from referee Cooper. Inside ball finds Morrison. Australia
just gone forward, guys.
Playing off the cuff here in the close quarters, but they eventually give one up. It'll be a scrum for Japan.
You can see just the front foot ball Australia's getting from their bench impacts there. Lungy again with another bustling carry. Managing the offload too, which allows them to play on. Probably a little bit lucky here.
Let's go, marks made.
But momentum, they're just starting to get momentum, starting to get a bit of go forward, and it's opening up the seams of Japan's defence.
Let's go, mate. Let's go, lads. Light call. Light call. 5 seconds.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Kentucky. Another big battle between the forward packs as Ito loses it. It'll be a scrum here for Australia. There's plenty happening on our fair shores in Australia. The Wallaroos and the Blackburns witness history in the making as the Wallaroos take on their formidable rival, the New Zealand Blackburns, at Newcastle's McDonald Jones Stadium on Saturday, May 10, with both teams gearing up for the upcoming Women's Rugby World Cup and trying to seek that glory later this year. The stakes could not be higher. Scan the QR code on screen right now to cheer on the Golden Green for their first home game of the year and secure your seats today.
And we see there, Marty, the first substitutions for Japan, a fresh set of props. With the amount of drop ball we're seeing in the second half, they will have their work cut out for them.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
So now Australia, Wilcox.
Release.
With the first carry after the scrum. There's Nathaniel Titier. Plays for Eastern Suburbs in the Shute Shield. Now a quick penalty here as Martins taps and goes. He scored one try from this ad-lib play. He'll get the offload clean and free for Morrison. And Australia back-to-back scores here in the second half.
We speak about impact off the bench, and Martins has been incredible coming on. He's a natural footy player. He wants to have a go. He's always looking to snipe around the ruck and off a quick tap and just taking the opportunity. Great support play, great offload, and a great finish in tough conditions. Just see, he wants it straight away. In and out, gets the ball to his fast man. Strong finish.
Really starting to see a lot of real estate opening up around that breakdown, especially for Japan. You get a feeling that that's where the Australians are starting to focus their attack.
Well, you can just see once Australia is getting momentum, Japan is having to commit more people to that tackle, which means they're not as able to spread across the field.
Yeah, cool.
Australia's getting the seams a little bit. They're climbing through, and just the quality of the carry from Australia.
No good.
Just even looking at that, Martins undefended through the gap. Just there, the leg drive you can see pumping over the line. That's what's starting to replicate in all their play for Australia.
Martins plays for the Western Bulldogs in the
Are we good to go,
local
fellas?
Hospital Cup up in Brisbane.
Yeah, cool.
33 points, plays 19. So Australia back here with a great first up carry from Lungi. They've had the glut of possession here in the second half. The playmaker on the field, Lockie Smith.
Stop!
The Gungahlin Eagle from the John O'Den Cup at Canberra. Now Ito gets a great purchase on that, 22-22. Finds Wilcox, who decides to run it headfirst into the fence. That's a huge tackle, though, from Koki Miyashita, and now it's been held up. The mismatch was huge. The big back rower for Japan holding up Wilcox, but Australia will get it out. First up carry there for Baxter as Smith taps it in behind. Tanaka's put in a massive shift from the Ritsumeikan University. Sweeping round, Ito sends it out to the right-hand side for Fukushima, who is bundled into touch. Plenty of spice left in this match as we look down the barrel of this second half.
Both teams there just falling a little bit into the temptation of that cutout ball, trying to get the ball to where the space is. But it allows, as you saw Xavier Rubens there, to really just shift on that defense, great line out, and push them into touch.
Here's Ignacio in 25. Onto the field as Australia leaves it behind. It'll be knocked on. So right in the middle of the park, it'll be Japan with the scrum feed.
I'll tell you what, with the momentum Australia's getting, Miyashita is the person to bring off the bench. He is a massive human, and he's already been involved in 2 big tackles. I'm not sure how they managed to get the ball out before, because he is making his presence known already.
No, keep going. Keep going, keep going. No.
Yeah, it's a big weekend
for earlier, guys.
Rugby here in Coffs Harbour. They reckon about 2,000 players will be descending here over the next 2 days. We've got a celebration of the sport at every level. We've got the Coffs Coast Challenge, which is a long-standing, non-competitive tennis tournament. We've got the Goldie Oldies. And then we've also got the Mid-North Coast Super Round. So plenty of rugby action coming your way. So if you're local here to Coffs Harbour, maybe the rain scared you a little bit tonight. That's okay. There's plenty more footy on this weekend, so please get down to the ground and get involved. There'll be plenty to see and do.
Let's go.
And Liam, tomorrow night in Super Rugby Pacific, Reds taking on the Brumbies at Suncorp. I'm not going to ask you who you think's going to win, but that's going to be a really big Australian derby match.
Yeah, it will. I'd say both players from both sides have been looking forward to this game. It's been a matchup over the past few years, and you know, Andy Muirhead's 100th from the Brumbies, Tate McDermott's from the Reds, so plenty to play for.
Nongor knocked up 50 as well.
Yes, and Matt Fezler as well.
There you go. I was waiting for the last one. That was it. So Japan. Good scrum sets them up. Another player with plenty of motor there is Sorbet. 57 minutes in, as Shirai has to scramble and save the ball for his team.
Thank you.
Oh, it's going to be left behind by Sugimoto. So Japan.
Ball out.
Working it through the hands. That's an incredibly flat pass there for Takanoshita. Over the top looking for the pilter, and a CO can't find it. Sobe takes the settler from the Tsukuba University. Oh, and there's a knock on. Now it's been scooped up here, but it'll go back and forth a few times.
No advantage, boys. Play the knock on.
As referee Graham Cooper calls it, the scrum will be awarded to Australia.
Subs, guys.
And that's really been the story of the second half for Japan. It's just handling errors hampering their style. The tempo that they played with in the first allowed them to get down the right ends of the field, but they just can't hold on to the ball at the moment. Australia doing a good job to put a bit more pressure on the attack. As you can see there, Finn Baxter knocking the ball out with a strong tackle.
As we see the subs coming on and off the fields. Play will recommence here. It's the EX Coffs International Stadium.
Let's go, Finny.
Crouch. Binds. Set. Penalty.
After the penalty, Australia off and running on the far side, and a CO takes it up just ahead of the 22. Here's Brosnan. Wet weather, seeing momentum really slide the bigger players a few extra metres here and there. Vairu sizes up, beats the first, then lunges for an additional metre or two. Into the space. Bowler gets the ball clear. Australia on the short side, and it is a double for James Martins, who dots it down between the posts.
He's found himself filling on the on the wing, and he gets himself another meat pie for that.
Nice and patient, hit and hold.
The way the forwards are getting up, getting that go-forward ball, then when the backs are pulling it, they've just got a lot more space, freeing up the arms, some great offloads, and the passes are all sticking. Well done by Prass there, just to buy some time for Martins to get there and run it in for an easier conversion as well. You just see there, exactly as we're talking about, breaking seams, good offloads, strong skills in the wet, and a nice finish for a double.
Big tries there for James Martins. It's really interesting seeing how head coach Chris Whitaker is manoeuvring the players around the park. They're coming in and off the bench. He's really trying to test the different combinations as Prass grabs the extras. Australia extend the lead, 40 points to 19. The focus will be for these players, won't it, Liam? It'll be the TRC. It's coming up for them. For the 30 that are here in the squad for the last week, I'm told there was at least another 30 that were really hoping they would have got the phone call to make this team, which I think shows a lot of strength in the pathway at this level, but good competitiveness too, I think, will only breed good results on the field.
Yeah, as you'd expect. Everyone wants to play for their country, especially in this sort of occasion. And the TRC is the next really big games for them, leading into the 20s World Cup.
So Japan, scoreless so far in this second half. They need to find a way to turn the tides against Australia,
Easy, you two.
who have found a lot of momentum with their new players coming onto the field. Hodders with the very front on tackle. The best looking form is a great pass there from Taira. Will get into open space. And the fleet feet of Tanaka still delivering 62 minutes in. Japan starting to show glimmers of that first half brilliance which got them the lead. Now striding away on this short side, Nakamori up over the 10, momentum building. Murata in at 9 is supplying good ball as the offloads continue. Here's Sugimoto.
Advantage.
It's been lost in the middle of the breakdown.
No advantage, guys.
It'll be a sigh of relief for Australia. They were on the ropes.
That's the Japanese player we came to expect in that first half. Finally, as the passes are sticking there, getting momentum onto the ball again, pulling it out the back. But it all comes undone.
Same weight, please.
Strong tackle by Prass. A much bigger man.
Remember, patience, please.
And it's been a really big week, Liam, for both of these teams. I found out that on Wednesday they actually had an opposed scrimmage between these two sides, and apparently both head coaches, Eddie Jones in particular, not only coaching his own team, but he was giving a lot of feedback and praise and comments and coaching for the Australians. And I'm told by the staff that it was actually a quite an incredible sight to see, because you don't really get that too much at this level of the game. But no, it was great to hear also that Eddie said, regardless of his position, he always cares for Australian rugby and wants to see it do as best as it can. So it was a great little thing to hear.
That is, that's what you want to hear, and that's that relationship of being built with rugby that Japan and Australia can really foster over the next few years.
And Japan, they're looking to find their way in this second half as Yamaguchi, the 120-kilo front rower, rattles a few defensive players from Australia. More incredible carries coming from Japan. Tanaka, Johnny on the spot. Now they look to punch it in behind, but it'll be sabotaged by Lungi, who regathers it. Away and running is Eli Lungi. No one will touch him. It's another try for Australia, who push further ahead in this second half.
The impact off the bench again. Lungi's been incredible, just finding ways to influence the game. First with strong carries, now with good line speed, putting himself in position. And nice hands to snatch that away from diving Japanese defenders. See him stride under the post there. A good reward for a lot of hard work.
Thanks, man. 30.
So it's a big lead building here for Australia. 26 points as it stands, with another 2 added to the tally. And there he is, Eddie Jones. He's been 4 months back in the head position with Japan, and they had a from-behind win against the Australian Barbarians a week ago, Liam, but you can see that he's working hard to try and build something here.
Yeah, I dare say another come-from-behind win may be a bit too far gone here, but you can see the structure that they play with, the detail they're playing with. Unfortunately, it's just been handling errors that have really set them off the second half, and Australia has played much, much better.
Oh, and Waters sails through the heavy air here at Coffs Harbour to take the reset. And now, whoa, and that tackle nearly went a bit sideways on Anasio, but it's all play on here as Australia knock it on. It'll be a scrum for Japan, and they'll be looking further ahead to Tuesday night. They'll be moving down to Sydney, where they'll be having a match against Randwick, which is set to be an incredible game down at Coogee Oval. Eddie Jones, obviously the old Randwick boy himself. Morgan Turanui won't be too far away. There's a real Randwick theme on and off the field, so make sure you tune to that one. Another one coming to you live and exclusive on the Stan Network.
Coach!
Hold it.
Binds! Set! Steady! Right.
Rada looks at that short side, loose back around, and it's going to be free air there for Shirai, who offloads it away for Takanoshita. Now Japan finding a second wind in this second half. 14 minutes left on the clock as Murata steadies the ship and hits it to the pot of forwards out to his right. There it is with Yamaguchi.
Thank you.
Murata, one out as play moves to the centre of the park. Plenty of forwards out on the right, and they'll eventually find one. Sugimoto. Murata lets the big boys rumble. Coming around the corner, the forwards continue to go. A little pick and go snipe from Murata. They'll be just short as the forwards look to pick and go. There's another push. They'll be short. At the back there is Sobe. Picks and goes the tall lock. Gets the try. It's a big score for Shuntaro Isobe.
He's clearly got it on the line. Yeah.
And Eddie barking some orders there, but that's what he'll want to see. A bit more of a forwards game there. They did very well to get around the back. Probably the wrong read there from Prass, but cover defence comes. And as you can see, the forwards getting around the pick and drive. A few of the Aussie defenders saying, you reckon, Graham, you reckon that's over the line? But he likes it. And that's what Japan's going to need to keep doing. If they're not getting the momentum, if they're not getting the pay from the skillful passes out the back, then they need to bash through the front door.
Time back on, boys.
So Australia with the restart, following a very quick conversion from Japan.
Tackle!
Move into the final passages of this game.
Advantage.
It'll be knocked on from an Australian hand.
And the tackle will play the knock on.
Full scrum. Last scrum there. Here we go, last one.
21 points the lead for Australia. 47 plays 26. And what has been a very entertaining match between these two. The victory almost certain for Australia. Still a big 10 minutes remaining though.
Coach! Points! Set! Steady!
Murata eventually gives it away as Japan find open acres here at Coffs Harbour, but the pass from Uenobo will be lost.
No advantage, guys.
That's a real shame. Japan were showing some great signs of life as they strided away.
Great set piece move. Another drift just on the pass there, getting outside his outside centre. But it's the handling errors that are just killing them.
It was a shame too because Tanaka was on his outside right shoulder and I was almost positive he was just going to tip it over to him.
He deserves a try too, doesn't he? He's worked hard all day. Tough one for Eddie Jones on the sideline there because you could see the structures are working, the detail is there. But unfortunately in the second half, it's just been handling errors. It's been knock-ons that have cost them.
Really been liking Kenzo Tanaka tonight. He's had a big shift, 72 minutes in the bank for him from the Ritsumeikan University. Went to the Higashi Fukuoka High School. It's actually good representation here within the team. Kiyoya Tanaka, Shota Taira and Joji Takaki, all from that same high school, and they just take so much pride in those pathways that they come through in Japan, and they're just so meticulous in everything that they do, and I think it's been reflected tonight in a lot of their set piece and the way they've interchanged forwards and backs. So well.
It really has, and Tanaka himself has been great. The rise of the small winger is still here. He's been aggressive, he's been fast, and he's been involved, which is the main thing for a winger, I think.
The attacking kick from Australia will go out on the full. It's a bit of a coach killer for Chris Whittaker, who'll want to see his side try and box out this game. Final 10 of Japan, they're really Johnny on the spot here. They want to get moving. Tanaka runs the short line out, it's successful, and they're out in the back line with Nonaka getting the ball clear. Another full match performance. Takanoshita for the first carry. Here's Yamaguchi. He'll lose it in the tackle. And it'll be a scrum for Australia as the conditions catch up with both teams. The handling errors have really multiplied as we've gone further into this game.
Well, Australia's done a great job as well. You've got to give them credit. In the second half, you can see how much more line speed and blitz off the line they're getting. That's just putting a little bit more pressure on the catch, a little bit more uncertainty in the attackers. And that's a great strip as well there from O'Kane. Getting under the ball, impacting the wet ball.
O'Kane, another household name down in New South Wales. His dad, Kevin, played for the Tars. And he also won 3 premierships with Gordon back in the day. So, have to see those returning names. So with just over 5 minutes left here in this match between Japan and Australia, both teams looking to get a score or two before the ref blows full time. But another knock on, we'll see the forwards line up, which is something I think you probably wouldn't be too disappointed to see, Liam. The boys up front really getting to strut their stuff.
Yeah, and the scrum's taken on a new level with this, with the subs coming on. You can see there's a bit more of a battle. Japan probably initially just wanted to get the ball in and out, but I think their props now, Sugimoto and Yamaguchi, are looking to get a bit more pay. They're starting to push through a bit more. And if they can keep the ball in, it might be an interesting contest.
Good gap, guys. Let's maintain that, please.
Seconds. Coming in. Come on, seconds.
Crouch.
And tomorrow, Saturday, April 12th from 2:30, Super Rugby Women's Grand Final. The Waratahs up against the Reds. The Reds never have beaten the Waratahs in Super Rugby Women's history. Will they do the impossible tomorrow and become first-time champions in that competition, which dates back to 2018? So the competition has really come leaps and bounds over the last 7 seasons, but the Reds and the Waratahs, they'll meet each other for the 4th time in the Grand Final. The Waratahs, they've just been the absolute leaders of that competition for so long. This year it's been such an even battle, and you can tune into that one tomorrow. I stand in 9. Japan getting sent backwards. Langi initiates the maul, and the Australians are all over it, and they'll force possession to switch over. That's a great individual effort from Eli Langi.
Strong attacking carries, nabbed a try with some smart work. And some big defensive players too now. That's the cameo you want to see off the bench. That's what you want to do to put your name in the hat for the TRC squad.
One of the big conversations that's going around, especially for Australia and probably for Japan too, it's about trying to give the boys at this level enough minutes, enough game time. We do know in the Northern Hemisphere they've obviously got the Six Nations for the under-20s, which is very beneficial for them training, but it's a much different conversation down in Australia. It's all about windows and when they can and can't play and when's the best time. So matches like this, so critical to the development of our under-20s players internationally as the Australians go bing, bang, bosh right up the middle, and Fowler is into open air, beats one, beats two. He'll eventually be dragged down, pops it off the deck for Morrison, who is sent back by a rallying Japan defence. Now Japan flood it. Oh, it's a great turnover at the breakdown. They storm the ruck, get possession, and now they're looking to run it out from inside their try line. Big first carry here from Shirai as Australia looks to press its advantage and see if they can get the turnover. Plenty of bodies in motion, but Japan, despite the odds, have held on to it. Final 3 minutes of play. Moriyama, another grinder in this game, looks to be finishing it off. There's Yamaguchi. Working across the path, Donaka. Oh, and it's loose. The Australians are there. It's skittling around. Nobody wants to grab it, but they'll come back for a knock-on.
Scrum green.
Minutes left. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in here in Australia on the Stan Network, but across the world, we've had so many tuning in. Also, we've had the Wow Wow Network in Japan, Flow Sports in America, and Digicel Pacific in Fiji. So this match beaming all over the globe. A wonderful advertisement for our future stars who are getting an opportunity to play here. And there'll be a lot of smiles in the Australian camp. It's been a good performance. And they'll all be keen to put their hand up for staying in this team as we go forward into the year.
Definitely. Wits will be happy with that defensive performance. Only 7 points in the second half. And if we can sort out the maul in training over the next few weeks, then there's a lot to like about this performance from Australia. Some great combinations being tested as well.
Now Australia, Langi again. He's been a standout performer. Gets the hands free. And it'll be a full extension try for Joey Fowler in his second year of the Australian under-20s. It should surely be the finishing score in a memorable match of rugby union.
Well, we've talked about impact, and Langi has been excellent. Strong carry, probably a bit of a premeditated offload there, but it's worked well, and if you can pull it off, then what's not to like? Joey Fowler there, the one who's able to capitalise. Good hands in the wet. And reaches out and dots it down.
It's been a really impressive second half from Eli Langi. He might not always, well, he has been very showy in taking the reins a lot of the time, but the support play, the offloads, the tackles, the pilfers, they're the things that'll stack up in a coach's mind as Fowler converts his own try. Australia pulls further ahead here at Coffs Harbour.
You're right. It's a complete performance from him. And that's what you want to show. You want to show your versatility as a back rower. The strong runs will come as you'd expect from him, but strong defence, a charge down.
Go, that's a knock on and that's full time.
It's full time here at CEX Coffs International Stadium, where the Australian under-20s have taken a comprehensive victory over the Japan under 23s. 54 plays 26. Big result here for Australia. They get a win, more than double the score of Japan. Plenty of positives to take away from both sides. Liam Wright.
Well, that was a great contest. You could see the contrasting styles. Japan's tempo in the first half was just too much, but Australia did well to reconsider how to attack and how to defend, actually, because that was the impressive part about the second half of Australia. Putting a bit more pressure on the skill set, and the weather showed, but Australia able to really just put themselves out there a bit more.
Plenty of highlights from this match, plenty of tries, and the second half was definitely green and gold, and it starts here. What a game he had.
He had a great game, especially
local time. Randwick down in Sydney. It will be an exciting match, I am sure. See both teams getting ready to call it a night. It will draw us a close to what has been a fantastic evening of International Rugby Union here at Coffs. Join us again on Tuesday when the action continues as it moves to Sydney when they take on Randwick for their final match of the tour. Thank you so much for your company. Arigato. Sayonara.